You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim.
But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you.
But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew.
Thank you, you guys. Welcome back to the Shells and Cheese Podcast Live Show. I'm your hostess, Kay Renee, and that's the cupcake.
Amanda A.
And I'm hitting a note in the high octave. Welcome back, you guys. We are here, whatever time you may catch this show. Listen, honey, when you see it, it will be Monday. I always like that little, like, kind of rough voice because it always reminds me of like that Sunday kind of like, monster truck commercial. So I feel really excited when I come in to do this. And I felt like, this gave me back vibes of like the wonderful world of Disney because, we are doing this and we're recording it as it is Sunday evening here. So again, being that we're doing a classic Disney, it gave me the wonderful world of Disney when they would show those movies on Sunday evenings and you look forward to those. But, this was one that we went to see in the theater. And so this was like definitely a good old school goodie for us, especially as young teens at that, and I really appreciate this movie. So if you guys are new to this channel and you happen to stumble across this content, welcome in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can be alerted when the content drops. We are besties. We are basically like sisters. We grew up in the facts of me being very young and her as well. And so we brought this whole show to do this nostalgic thing and bring you guys down memory lane and share like good memories and movies and just, taking us all back down to the days and the years and the decades when it was all good and it was easy. So, thank you for joining us. If you have come over, we appreciate you. And we definitely, like I said, this was one we had in the bag. In case you missed last week, we did the show, The Lost Boys, and that was one of my faves. I felt like it was a summer vampire fave. But this one also just brings some type of goodness and just the fact that it puts me in a time at that age of being 15 and seeing this movie in the movie theater. So we wanted to bring it to you guys today. So we're doing Pocahontas. We did like our part, we got like feathers, turquoise, stone.
Yeah, show us
Purple.
this. Show us what you're bringing today.
Yeah.
Show us. Yeah, and I got my copper goddess today.
Yeah.
There we go.
I see
Copper
that.
goddess.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I like it. These earrings were actually custom made for me. I love a custom made you know, piece of accessory, especially necklaces that people are really crafty at making for me. Somebody like Amanda, her name's Amanda. And then also this like stone, which again, I like pieces and it's nice and heavy. And so yeah, I was like, we gotta come in and we never plan this. We never talk to each other when we get together. This is when we see each other like before we do the show, so that's how in tune we are. That I didn't know she was coming, with her stones and the purple and the me with the teal, and it's just like it all connects, dude. It's all connected. So you know what I wanted to do when we came in? Wengapo, sis.
I would have practiced. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do it.
It's like the half wave and then it's out.
It's like aloha and then some
Yeah,
other
and
stuff.
then you give your heart. Yeah. And ana is just one wave, like in the fact of bye. I'm going to do that again later, though. I felt like I wanted to bring something special, like, for this whole, show tonight and, really bring the culture in. So, of
Hmm.
course, like I said, we are doing Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. So listen, I was excited watching the previews, the coming attractions for this movie to come out is giving us something different. Again, I do get this confused. This is before Lion King or after Lion King?
This was right after.
Right after. So it
Yeah,
gave us,
this one came out in 95. So it would have been my senior year
yeah,
and your sophomore year.
yeah, it
And
was my sophomore year.
we saw it in the theater at that time. And I remember when I was 15,
Hmm.
I went to Disney World
Hmm.
and they were making this movie and I got to see some of that. So
Wow.
just to lead up to, like, I was super excited to see this because I had seen like some of the art work
Hmm.
ahead of time. So I had all
Hmm.
this like patient. I was so excited. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it definitely gave a rise for you, especially for the fact like with you wanting to be an artist within for,
At
Disney
that
and
time,
animation.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
wanted
then
to
of
work
course
at
working
Disney after I
Suncoast.
went there. I was like, oh my God, I got to work here. I was obsessed.
Right. And Suncoast with the obsession within, just the posters that you love to collect. And the fact of working like whatnot better place to work than a movie store. So, bring it all into fruition. But, it's cool. And like I said, Pocahontas, she was like the most hippie and busty one of all the princesses. Like we were talking about that, correct?
Yeah, a lot of people say she's idealized, and of course, but in a lot of ways, she's the most realistic so far at this point, in that
Mhm.
she was outside the just the normal cookie cutter. She was a little different.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a little tad different. Correct, correct, correct. Now, being that, of course, for where this movie takes us back as far as like the golden age. Yeah, right. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, the golden age. Yeah. But
It,
it was such subliminal
no, you
joke.
know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I just realized I think this came right before Lion King. I'm correcting myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm looking over at my movies and it's like it's sandwiched between Aladdin and Lion King. So I'm sorry, sis. You're right.
Okay. All right. No worries. Hey, listen, as long as we're on the same track, we know that they came out close to each other because it was just the excitement of, again, like the different culture of being able to see and, the subliminal way of looking at the Lion King and how it's based, and then looking into Pocahontas. And, I like how they didn't try to even put a theme in it, like there was some pilgrimage and, any
Mm.
type of Thanksgiving thing, it was all within the fact of somebody being very greedy, setting sail, with the Virginia company, dude. Like come on. Like first and foremost, this guy, let's get him. Wait a minute. We got to
There
give
he is
this
with gold.
this queen right here. Let's just say the fact that he is a queen. He's a queen if I've never
Yeah.
seen one. The bows in his hair, the capey crusade, the hat, the whole getup, the socks, the pants, everything about him, the way his mustache and chin, whatever that is, looks. It's a hot ass mess. And this guy comes and sails his way in with this princess of it's nothing but queens on this boat. Look, the dog.
And the dog is in
Like,
drag too. So
yeah, the dog's in drag. Definitely.
the
Definitely in
dog is
drag.
also a queen. Yes.
Look at the soldiers behind him. They're like, oh gosh. This This dog again. I can't wait for them to go away on this boat. Just go away. Please. We're sick of looking at the both of them. Like, yeah, take him with you. So yeah, anywho, we have all of that. And the fact that they set sail. And, again, they're going into Virginia because their whole thing is the fact of looking for gold. Of course, trying to invade space, knowing or not knowing. Oh, no, excuse me. They do know that they are trying to avoid savages. Okay. Which these are the people they're calling savages. Wait, where's the people? The family. Like all of this village that's doing nothing but surviving, making things happen. They've been there for however long. And so, again, already have peace on the land. There's no issues, there's no problems. Everybody's been minding their business. But no, this guy is coming through with this whole thing of people on a boat to come and dig their beautiful land up that they have basically have been utilizing for years. And that's just like the craziness of looking at this story and this movie. It's just like, wow, like the cycle continues to keep repeating itself throughout from that point all the way to where we are today. And what I
Yeah,
did appreciate,
the greediness of this Governor Ratcliffe is a little familiar. His obsession with gold, it seems to resemble.
you think
No.
you think so? Maybe. But as they're, as the people of the village is handling their thing and this boat is coming through, of course, with the storm. And I feel like storms are a way of kind of giving a sign to people in the sense like, if you know that there's bad weather coming, and are you going to brace the storm and get through and just basically, keep pushing? Or is it a sign to maybe just revisit this idea or this situation, come back to it? Maybe today's not the day. But no, they push through. And here we find Miss Mischief herself with her wonderful friend Nicoam, I'm sorry, Nicoam, and Pocahontas. And here we are, a girl that's just free within her spirit, a very free spirit. And she has one good close friend, which reminds me again of today's age and where I am in life. It's only a few that I can count on one hand. It used to be a whole plethora of friends when you're younger, but it's Pocahontas, and it's just the free spirit that she has. It's like she's not afraid of anything, and just embracing adventures and just being her young self. You know what I mean? Just, I think it's like the quiet before the storm, as they gave us how they pushed in the Virginia company sailing towards where they're coming into Virginia, and their peace, looking and harvesting on their land and minding their business, enjoying their rivers, and then all is just great until these people come through. It's nuts.
Yeah, just to acknowledge, there's a lot of, when we were doing our research for this movie, like you come across a lot of like negative stuff about how the movie isn't really embraced by a lot of people anymore, because like a lot of Native Americans feel like it really didn't like portray Native Americans in a way that was very dignified. So that's why it hasn't really remade it or anything. But at the time when it came out, a lot of people were excited about it, and it was important that it was representation at all, and it really doesn't set out negative. It's really a positive movie. Maybe they shouldn't have made it about a real person, maybe then it wouldn't be as controversial, because you can trace back the facts and be like, well, this doesn't match up or that doesn't match up. But as a movie, as we experienced it at this age, it was so beautiful. So we just really want to address it on that level.
Right.
just like as a movie, it's really like beautiful, just like the
Mm-hmm.
scenery, just like the way nature is portrayed. It's almost like a little bit like Fern Gully,
Right, right.
the way like about the environment and like positivity about animals and plants and sensitivity towards your environment. So that was like
Right.
a really strong message that was really cool in the 90s. We really loved the environment in the 90s.
Yeah, we were taking care and doing parts of what we needed to do, and really it basically, highlighted, like you said, those parts. And the way that the animation was, done, and it highlighted more because of, again, we didn't have all of what's fancy now, as far as showing how they're doing all this IMAX and, everything like that. And these different Ds, 4D, 10D, whatever,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
and AI and like all kinds of CGI. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
and the animation, yeah, it was a little different. It wasn't as stylized as other ones before. It was a little more realistic, which was cool.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like Sleeping Beauty had a lot of nature, but it was really stylized. Like all the
Hmm.
characters kind of like weird.
Yeah,
But these ones looked more like real people a little more.
right, right. So we got Chief
He's
Poton.
all big and buff like King Triton.
Yeah, he was. I mean, yeah, he is, and he just looks like that fist. Like, look at that hand. Like,
Yeah.
he'll knock a car out, like not even just a person, a car. Like, that fist looks mighty, like really. And this is Pocahontas' dad, and of course, he, with the arranged marriages, of course, still trying to push and give and push his daughter into, somebody else's arms that she don't even like, let alone love, but it's like it still reigns within to that, being that was their culture, just like others, still arranged marriages and stuff. But of course, the good girlfriend, she knows, like, she don't be trying to deal with him. Mm-mm. Nope, nobody wants cocoa.
It's a little bit like Belle in Beauty and the Beast, where she has all this freedom, and then she's faced
Yes.
with having to marry this man and lose her freedom.
Right. And dad wasn't pushing for Gaston. Maurice, he wasn't pushing for her to marry Gaston. It was just the fact that he was weird. And then the fact that she was like, I'm not trying to be tied down to nothing. I like my books and I'm free. And people be thinking I'm weird, and let them think what they want to think. Pocahontas is like, I'm doing me and I'm going to keep on doing that. And that's even before she met John Smith.
Look at his mullet.
Look at his mullet. Everything. I mean, it's like, even though I know Mel Gibson voiced him, but they tried to give him some of that Mel Gibson structure in his, in his
Yeah.
face and everything. Yeah.
And at the time, Mel Gibson was cool. At this time, Mel Gibson wasn't he wasn't really a pariah yet.
Yeah, he
he hadn't
wasn't
really he hadn't
crazy.
really shared all his opinions with us yet at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Right. But yeah, as far as with him. Again, he was really like that person that when you are thinking of, like, who's the ally, and just the way of thinking for just those type of times, and those men back then, and the dominance of, and just what they're taught and told, they were all in one brain cell, they all thought the same. And you could tell because he was from London, like, he just had a different way of thinking and way of living life. And for him, it was just kind of like, in a way, like, it's not like we really have to start any fights and stuff with people unless people are, gonna come for us. Like, they were so eager to try to run into Indians, to just get it started and get it popping.
And John Smith was like, he's a lesser evil in comparison to Governor Ratcliffe. Governor Ratcliffe's
Right.
just he wants to plunder the land, but yet if you take that away, John Smith is still problematic. I mean, he still wants to come and own the land basically, and they have to convince themselves in their mind that they're better than these people they call savages. They have to convince themselves they're better than them so that they
Hmm.
can come take the land. Because if they're equals, then you can't take the land from them. You
Right.
have to consider
Exactly.
they're basically animals, and we're basically just take the land. It's just animals. I mean, that's how you have to think of it for that. So that's problematic. And throughout the movie, he
Sad.
learns is at least the fantasy Disney's painting, and that's in a way they're kind of saying, what if it happened this way, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's kind of, it's naive, but it's kind of beautiful for them to be like, well, what if it happened this way and it was about equality and learning. That's not necessarily how it happened, but we don't really know how it happened. We just have some
Right.
diaries some white guys wrote, some dirt journals, and that's
Yeah, something's written somewhere in the stones somewhere. Yeah.
and that's all we have. Yeah, it's an interesting take on how
Hmm.
it might have gone with John coming to his senses and thinking that they're equals.
Right. Because, of course, that's Disney's job also to spin it within a way of like it has to have a great ending,
Mm-hmm.
and this is before times changed where, even down to animated movies to the point like, well, it may have a good ending, but before we get there, this is what's gonna happen. And this part y'all are probably not gonna like, it's just like the buildup that you're looking for. And so, I think we were still in that era within how the movies were still made from Disney's part to give us that good old message and making it in a positive way, to the extent, they wanted to, of course, highlight that she runs really fast and, the fact that she's strong and the way that she's built. It was just it gave everything. Now, what I felt like I really got a little sad on when watching this little movie today, and I got sad when I was looking at how they used to give the silliness in the animation and how they would really give you comedy, even to like some of the main characters, which are animals. Like I thought Flick's name, honestly, for all these years was Flick, and it's not, it's Flit. And I didn't obviously hear the T. But it was just like it gave me that, and I liked what I've missed things like that in the movies, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and this what they call the golden era of the Disney movies, which this is included. The script is really good. Like it's not they're infinitely rewatchable, even though this one in some ways didn't hold up
Mhm.
because of cultural stuff. But the scripts were so good, and we come to it from a perspective of kind of we love the musical aspect of it. We see it as almost like it's just a really great musical. Of
Right,
course,
right.
because it's based on people who really lived, it gets a little but the fairy tales is what they usually did, where you have lots of license with it because it's not real people.
Mhm, mhm. I'm a little irritated. I had several different images for Grandmother Willow, and for some reason, it would not let me link them to save them to upload them here. Yeah, it was quite frustrating, like everybody except, and I have them saved, but it wouldn't let me bring them over. But Grandmother Willow, I just wanted to, speak on her behalf, which is the fact like, how we do tend to become in tune with spirit and earth and listening and following intuition. And I think this movie really kind of shown something where you could tap in different,
Yeah.
as young as I was to watch this movie, and look to see like are things within to grab from elements around that's giving us higher knowledge and power and sight and being able to have clues and just by listening and paying attention and not knowing what third eye and all chakras meant back then, but it pieced a lot together, with
You
just
could tell that
watching.
the writers had done a lot of research about the things you're talking about, because
Yes.
it really feels holistic in that when you're watching Grandmother Willow, you feel something spiritual. And of course, a
Hmm.
lot of that is Linda Hunt's voice is so like rich and
Hmm.
gravelly and carries so much wisdom with it.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but it also, the character also encompasses that feeling of like speaking to your ancestors, which the Lion King also hit on, that idea of the kings
And
that
the
came before,
stars.
and for her it would be the queens that came before her, which was cool.
Hmm.
Um, so it was a very strong female empowerment kind of element to this movie, of her
Yeah.
speaking her grandmother, of course, because her mother has passed.
Right.
So something they don't talk about a lot in the movie, but if you think about it the whole time, it's a strong element throughout, and why she's so extra in touch with nature.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
because she no longer has a mother, she's kind of made nature her mother.
Right. Right. Mother Nature and the animals around her, which are more than her friend Nicoem, that likes to tell everybody stuff that shouldn't be told. But yeah, like she connects more with the earth. And what I think the song that really got me in this movie, just from when we first saw it to even now, and I got really excited listening to it, which was Riverbend. And it was just like, living life the same way, la vida loca. I mean, just, taking your own path and, should you choose the steady course or, follow within whatever way. Plus, the rainbow was in the freaking water. And I was like, this is just a whole highlight of just happiness and joy in life. Like, take whatever way you want to go. And I again enjoyed the comedy of Miko that was struggling, like, going down, like, we're going around that river bend and we going down that waterfall, like his whole, like, climbing on top of her head and she's still just swishing around, like, it's okay, like, it's not okay. But then his whole face was like, yeah, do it again. Like, I want to go down there again. But
Having a raccoon as one of her little pets was a really good idea because they're so mischievous.
yes, yes, the both of them. She's sneaking around and, maneuvering and running into the point. If it wasn't for Miko taking biscuits from John, there wouldn't have probably been any type of encounter at that moment, you know? And I feel like Miko is like, now I did the introduction part. Now you can talk and I'm gonna take the rest of all these biscuits he kept dropping out, and was collecting them up. But yeah,
And the
Flip was
the
like,
animals become like the tool of destiny, like how Grandmother Willow, she's talking to her about destiny, and that's the
right,
whole like strength through the movie. Is she has this dream and she sees this arrow and she realizes it's the compass and it's all this destiny stuff.
yes,
And
yes,
the animals seem to help connect the humans together.
yeah, exactly. And the fact that Flit, he seems to be like the one that's more of the like adult out of all the all of them. Like, no one really knows what he's saying, but they do, and it seems like he's a firecracker. Just like, and Miko's like, dude, chill out. Like, nobody, and don't go fly over there. They're trying to have a conversation. They're talking. Let it be. Just let it be. But yeah, but anyway, the Virginia company, these mother suckers. Oh, wait. We got to get to this guy. Hold on a second. We got to get to this dude, man. Wiggins. Listen,
Man.
Wiggins.
He's like
Oh,
reminds me of like everyone on Trump's cabinet. This is like he's like
Everyone,
he symbolizes everyone that just does whatever he says right here. Yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
everyone. He plays all the parts of everyone on Trump's cabinet, definitely. And it's just like kind of like how those shows used to come on back in the day, like Who Wants to, like The Apprentice, and the assistant, like he tried out for this job, like, oh, this is where the agency sent me to work for Governor Ratcliffe, like this is where I've landed, it's the only one that was hiring, and he's just kissing ass the whole time, man. He's just like, it's so much. Like, I like grout. What did he say? He liked grout or something, like the food that was barely food. But yeah, he's like, it's okay. Like, it's not okay, man. Go sit down. No one's even talking to you. Like, you don't
Yeah,
even
it's
have
like
a
he doesn't
vote.
even have an opinion. He's just like a
No
yes,
opinion.
little yes man.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this craziness. So he's revving them up, man. He's like, yeah, let's go get it. He was like, man, we gotta dig all this stuff up, make all these holes in the ground. It's gold here. I promise y'all, it is gold. And everybody's face, look at every man, look at their greed. They look like they're storming the Capitol, like they're about to storm the Capitol.
Exactly. Exactly. And he's all, I need you to build me a ballroom.
Yeah, I need a ballroom right over there. See where his gun is pointing? That way, over that side. And that's where I want to be. I want to be over that. I want to sit over on that side where the ballroom's going to be. And they got chandeliers I'm going to put out here, and then chandeliers from the trees. And yeah, that's exactly what they look like, man. And they're like, dig it up. He's like, dig it up. All you got in you. Okay? Y'all can eat later. We got grout and grout. That's what it was. I like grout. Yeah, grout, and we got toast for dinner. That's all we got, And dude was like, when we gonna stop digging up this stuff? Because we ain't seen no gold yet. She's like, we don't have any gold. What?
Yeah, she's like, she keeps holding up the corn. She's like, gold? And he's like, no.
Nah, that's not it, man. He's like, you don't got no Diana Ross looking gold.
It looks like
Gold.
liver.
He does. It's just, you don't have any of this. She's like, we don't even have money where we need to pay for anything, like, let alone whatever you're asking for. But the invaders, and again, everybody's looking around, and again, it's like the message that came within, like, there's a crazy boat here. I don't know why it's here, but they are invading our land. And the fact that they had the different weapons, for like the guns, and the fact they're like, they're still fighting with like things they've made to protect themselves, with the bow and arrows and the rocks and stones they tied to like everything, to the sticks, you know what I mean? Like, definitely. Did you ever hear of that movie called Loving?
Movie?
Yeah, it's called Loving.
I don't think
So yeah, like for Virginia being like, as they say, it's for lovers. And there was a biracial couple that like stood within like the grounds and the test of time of
Oh, it's striking him. Yeah, go ahead. But I'm remembering now.
yeah, and I feel like, it's funny because that was out a few years back, and that was just, like a couple centuries later. And the fact that you got Pocahontas and the John Smith type of situation of the biracial, couple love story, it's like Virginia it's named for lovers. I'm like, is that the biracial town of couples? Like, what is that?
But yeah, that's interesting that on that note, like that was really significant about this movie is there wasn't a lot. I mean, it was out there, but there wasn't a lot of film in general
Right.
that was showing biracial couples. And for this to be
Hmm.
in an animation, I've got to say, I think it was a first. And yeah, so I think that was very important for people to see, for children to see, and of course, a lot of people don't like to see that, but I think it's great. And for
Yeah.
me, I mean, the high school I ended up going to was like 98% white. So it was cool to kind of like, as a person of kind of mixed race, any
Yeah.
any any relationship I was ever in was automatically mixed race. So for me to see this was cool. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, it feels like representation when you
Hmm.
see that kind of thing. Because when you
Right.
are mixed race, like I said, every relationship you're in is mixed race. You don't really have a choice.
Right. Right. Exactly. And it's the
So it's
fact
good
that
to see that
everybody,
kind of normalized and seeing it as shown as beautiful. So
yeah, yeah, definitely. And especially I think they definitely gave and did her justice. And within the first guy, the first Indian that got shot, he got shot in the leg, right? By doing like kind of like the peek out thing, and they
yeah,
carried him back. And then the fact that they was like, John Smith got so like mesmerized with Pocahontas, like they couldn't even keep up with dude. Like he was just all over the place somewhere else. He's teaching her new words and stuff, handshake. He talking about y'all got some odd names here. She's like, listen to your shit, John. John Smith. That's odd, man. Like whose name is John? Like that's a weird one. But it's just like the exchange of culture and getting to understand, like, what the people are here, not what we were told or was under the impression to be. But Coco, man, he's like, yo, I got these bear prints on my chest. It's
like
about to be a
Eve, he was looking
problem.
like Eve with his.
You said what?
He looks like Eve with her tattoos. Like she's just
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, with the paw prints. And then, of course, the fact that he's like, y'all can't be wandering off and stuff. We got to do things. We got to lock in and call other villages to come. You know who my guy was definitely is Kikata, because he was talking that stuff, man.
yeah,
He was talking like, no, no, no. He was saying,
uh,
listen, we got to get it together.
yeah. He'd be smoking the good stuff. This guy.
He definitely had it. It was stashed in his TP. It was nobody was coming in to visit him often. But yeah, Chief Poton, he, listened and definitely acknowledged and took into heed to what he would tell him. But yeah, they really want to keep their people protected, especially they have these different weapons. Nobody's really, understanding what they're all about. And the fact that they know that they don't really have like the goods and things to really heal these types of injuries and wounds. And so, they took, of course, Coco out with the fact that it wasn't them, it's old dude that don't know how to shoot a gun. I thought that was just like, again, another situation of a senseless murder, you know. Again, tying up just things of just reacting and not, what was his name? Thomas?
Yeah, yeah. He kind of represents like young, the young MAGA kid with the gun, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's got his dad's
Yeah,
gun.
right, exactly. And gosh, Governor Ratcliffe, he's kind of like obsessed with Jimmy, isn't he? King James?
Yeah, yeah. He's it's like how Trump thinks all the kings like he thinks they're friends with everybody. He's like my
Right.
friend Jimmy. Like
He's gonna
he thinks the king likes him. Like probably not. Like
he's gonna build a shrine after me. He'll knight me. No, he'll lord me. Like what
yeah,
are you? All of it. I'm gonna get all of that. Putin's gonna help. Like like everybody. Like they're all chanting for me. Like dude, sit down.
hmm
It's just crazy. But just again, they're getting irritated because John keeps sneaking off. He's hanging out, like I said. He's understanding the culture. He's trying to talk some sense into him, and he's getting pissed off because he even knows it. Even in the tent, the bunker that they had, camp, whatever that they're sitting in, him and Wiggins, he's like, dude, we didn't dug up almost all this stuff, and it is really nothing here. Nothing. And now John is seconding, like, to confirm, like, it's nothing. I'm gonna show you the gold. It's this stuff right here. I think it's corn, and I think we can eat that. Like, because this here, I've been eating this over at their house, the corn. They've been making me stuff with this. Y'all want to try it? Because it's better. We eating gravel and doing nothing. And he got so irritated for the fact that nobody had what he came to get, and then decided, like, oh well, it's game time. We'll just kill them, shoot them on sight. Don't ask any questions. It's their fault. They're savages.
Yeah,
they're lying.
Thinks they're hiding the gold.
They're hiding it
stashed somewhere.
They're like, dude, you dug up all this stuff except our house where we at. Did you see any? Why would we be hiding it? And if we had it, why would we be living like this?
And what would they do with it anyway? They don't have a society that cares about that shit.
Exactly. Like, what are we gonna go get? What are we using it for? To do what? That was so nuts, and the anger, and like I said, it just shows, like you said, how it kind of didn't hold up well, like within the remake it and to do it over like they've done with all these other movies, to make it a live action, a live version, or it's like, nah, we're gonna skip this one. This one, we're gonna leave that alone. It's too touchy. It's sensitive to today's world. It's going on not even just within Native Americans of any, but just other nationalities and races and cultures just around everywhere. It's like history mimicking itself.
I don't think we should cancel it, but I understand why they wouldn't want to remake. And honestly, I'm not a proponent of remakes anyway. Like, I think they tend to be annoying and not very interesting. So I don't really care what they do and don't remake. I'm not there for it anyway.
I mean, seriously, I'm good with the originals. I'd like to keep to that. If you feel as though that this generation of whatever actors and actresses you feel as though is the best and the bee's knees, and they could do more of a kick-ass job with something, then have at it, and good luck with that. But I like to stay here with it. This is where it lies with me. And I still, again, can watch this and still appreciate it as within the message that it, again, takes a woman to basically get some men to stop trying to act like who's what is bigger than who, what, and let me get everybody together, because they done lost their mind and they don't know how to act sensible. So now I got to come into the point of, almost getting my dad to chop me down with the stone and cover over this guy that didn't do nothing, but was trying to just basically talk to people on his end. But they were both saying the same on both sides. Both were calling each other savages, technically, that they again didn't know of who was who. But
and that's one of the critiques of it now, actually, in retrospect, is that Disney played a little bit to both sides on it. I mean, because it's like, no, I mean, there really was a victim and a
exactly. Like,
it's kind of like if we look back on this time and we're like, both sides. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's kind of like Exhibit A, and we could kind of stop with Exhibit A, because that right there just gave us everything we needed, because Exhibit B, C, and D, it's going to still be on the same wave of A. So
the imperfections of one side doesn't make the other one correct.
Exactly. Right. So we can't say, like, you both are in the wrong. It's like, no.
Yeah. One's way more wrong. Like, let's be clear.
Way more wrong. And the other was defending themselves because of the fact it's like somebody walking into your house, even though you left the door unlocked, but you're expecting your family to just come back in, and somebody's just like, hey, do I know you? You gonna eat that? No. Do I know you? Like, why are you in here?
And just because you call someone a racial slur as you kill them, they still broke into your house.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
whole
Like,
thing. It's like, yeah, no one's perfect. Yeah, this person's bad because of this, but here's what happened, and
right. Like, no, that's not. And you know what's funny is that even to the point, oh, there's her little fairy magic leaves that just mesmerizes everybody. It's like some scent because he felt
her,
it. John felt it.
her spirit.
Her spirit, yeah, spirit flowing through. And I thought when again, it just still reigns true with the fact that she stood her grounds. And he was like, "Come with me." And she's like, "Nah, you were fun, but I'm gonna stay here." Because you know
That,
what?
that's an interesting message. They didn't
Yeah,
have an ending. They chose not to have a happy ending, and that's interesting.
exactly. Yeah. She said she'll run and push her spirit and he'll never forget her. And that's how she's gonna be remembered. But she's gonna stay here because she can't follow anybody's path but her own. And that's what she did. It's not like the man was the prize to have for her. She didn't look at it like that. Me choosing my path and trying to keep seeing what's around these damn river bends that we keep going around. That's what I'm looking to do. I want to go around the river bend. It's going to
And
be
that's the
something
way
else
they
there.
craft that story. In real life, she goes to England and marries the guy.
Yeah.
Like after a while, it's like all. But they're like, no, we're gonna stop it here, and here's our message. And this is our movie, and you're like, okay.
All righty. Cool. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. But yes, I still give it a 10. What are you still rating it within 10?
Yeah, it's really got that magic, and that's really what Disney. That's what you can expect from them. Like
Mhm.
if you're disappointed, you're expecting the wrong things from them. What
Yeah.
they're gonna give you some comic relief, as you said. They're gonna give you beauty. They're gonna give you emotion and magic.
Yes.
They're gonna give
Yeah.
you a feeling, an uplifting feeling, a sparkly feeling, um, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I really appreciate like the way that this yeah, the way they portrayed nature was really really cool. So,
Yeah, it was. And they did a really good job with that. As I would say, they did their big one. And I appreciated that, especially like I said, watching it, it revved me up. It got me hyped up, like, as if like it has been a while since I have watched it. And it was just things that was popping out that surprised me again, like, oh yeah, so it gave me those moments, and it gave me the appreciation for when Disney to me was the best, before it got all wonky and crazy, and then there are other crazy antics, recently within this recent past, and it's just like, you guys got to get yourselves together, because you're doing wrong, as Michael Jackson would say. You're doing wrong. You gotta get it together, man. It's not good. But yeah, but other than that, I enjoyed this. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Yeah, it's like the studio audience. Like when all the shows used to go off and they'd have that really aggressive, like, all everybody clap right now. I don't know. That clap for me sounds like something frying, like in the frying pan, like chicken. It sounds like food. But yeah, I hope you all were able to enjoy this with us. And again, if this, we're not here to beg you. We're not. But if you happen to, again, enjoy this movie just as much as we did and still do to this day, then, drop a little comment and do a little like, thumbs up on the content. So we know you guys are out there, which we can see you watching and viewing the channel. So, just make sure that you definitely give a little thumbs up so we can populate this around into this YouTube world and have people to be able to see it and, take a trip down memory lane with us. We would love, again, to have you all involved. And if there's anything different we can do for you, let us know in the comments as well. We're here, we're open to, your suggestions, as we like to call it. Put it in the suggestion box, but the box is actually the comment section. We don't have a box, so you know where to go. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna basically see you guys again next week, and we're signing off, and hopefully you all have a great week to come, and come ride this train again with us, and we'll love to have you. I am Kay Renee, and that's there. She's the cupcake. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.